um intino mama ya start ya Hello there and welcome to Kumasi Sports Stadium. This happens to be another big game. In fact, a game between two Division One clubs, which is in the MTN FA Cup quarter-finals. Attram De Visser playing at home to Park Academy Football Club, and this is of course going to be an interesting encounter. Don't forget that 7 p.m. we'll also be bringing you a clash from two Premier League clubs, which happens to be Bichim United playing against Brecum Chelsea. But Daniel is here with me. I will take some few minutes to get into the game and get to know how certain things will be done and also how the two teams have fared coming up into this particular game. Daniel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Robert.
I hope everything is well.
Wish your is great, all that everything's fine.
I'm looking at this game, the MTN FA Cup as a whole, the fact that we've had two lower tier clubs in the quarterfinals at this stage. Your take on that entire?
To be honest, this is a competition that you can never, underestimate any team, especially the lower tier teams. If you're a Premier League side, we've seen a number of times Nani FC being able to eliminate us for the last time. Tells that this is a competition that you just cannot underrate any opponent in it, and the slogan goes to Ben Obia. So no matter what, you must make sure you play to your strength. Don't rely on history. Don't rely on your standard. Just play on the turf and give results. And you will see these two teams, they've managed to. I mean, both of them eliminated Premier League side for making it to the quarterfinal. It tells you that these are two teams, they deserve to be here. And currently, they are into chase, the best of everything in this competition. And the quarterfinal stages, when you're able to progress from the prelims to all the steps through the run of 16 and the quarterfinal, it tells you you're ready poised for action.
Let's look at the two teams. Attram De Visser have been able to eliminate some top teams, and also Park Academy also doing the same. Which of these two do you think have been able to, pass through fire? Before gold becomes beautiful, it has to pass through fire. Which of them do you think have had the toughest of tests getting to this stage in the competition?
I always say that the best view is after the hardest climb.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that both teams have shown that in terms of passing through the hot waters, they've been great because for Park Academy to be able to eliminate Midiama tells you their team to reckon with, and also looking at Attram De Visser being able to dominate against the best team in the Ghana Premier League, the Bendigo Stars, it tells you they are on fire. But looking at the standards, Park Academy are on form because in all their through 35 games, they played only one penalty shootout game. That was against Midiama. They've been able all the time to eliminate the opening they're playing against. So. And if looking at the Ghana Premier League, or let me say the Division 1 League, Park Academy are second in Zone 2. It tells you that they are on very good form. Looking at Attram De Visser, you can never also underestimate them because they've also, to be able to hold when the goal starts to a goalless draw and manage to get away through the penalty shootout tells you something interesting from Attram De Visser. And don't forget the legend of the game is coaching them, Gordon Attram. So it tells you that they're a very good team. Anytime they are playing against an opponent, they can give the best of everything. And both teams, academy side, they put the ball on the turf, play very well. Also showcase themselves because this is a stage. A lot of people are here to watch them. So any good player can use this platform to, showcase himself.
Apart from the fact that both have played against top teams, the Italians have a saying that don't let the game go to penalties because when you get there, we are always going to find our way out. I'm looking at the potential of this game getting to the extra mile and also reaching the penalty shootout. We've seen Attram De Visser, pulling their way through. Out of the 4 games, they've won 3 on penalties, and Pac doing that on just one occasion. In case this game travels to the penalty shootout, do you see Attram De Visser as top compared to Pac?
To be honest, looking at the strength and standard of Pac Academy, they've shown that from the first minute to the last minute, they'll finish you. They don't waste time for penalty shootouts. And they've been able to eliminate top giants, Wakana Material, Skim Faisal, and whatever. So it tells you that they don't waste time to go to penalty shootout. But in case it travels, a team that has managed to establish himself in terms of these shootouts is Attram De Visser, and they know how to play. To play against Benigo starts with top players and eliminate them, especially in penalty shootout, tells you they're a good side. So I think that Pac might try to use that strength within the first 90 minutes, but maybe if it travels, we may give that edge to Attram De Visser because they've shown this competition that 3 times penalty shootout they've been able to succeed. So maybe I'll give it to Attram De Visser, but maybe it may not travel. That's a question.
Let's look at the competition as a whole. For now, we have 2 lower tier teams playing, and in the evening, 7 p.m., we'll get 2 Premier League clubs also playing themselves. And tomorrow, there are other 2 games to come up. Do you think at this point, any team that wins from here, if they manage to face a Premier League team, do you think that will be the end of the road for them?
You may say it may be the end of the road, but the question is that the moment you are facing a team that manages to progress from the quarterfinals to the semis, you just cannot underrate. We have Kotoko coming up tomorrow. We have Karela coming up. Breaking Chelsea in this evening. So these are all 2 teams that are, or let me say, teams that are very good to compete, and they are all deserved winners by. From the division 1, the lower tier manage to progress. They can be a very tough side against any Premier side. So I think that any team that will be able to progress from this first game to the next phase, I think, because from the visa, the ocean, they can do it regardless of the open.
We'll be ending very soon, but for now, I think let's face reality here. The winner of this competition represents the country when it comes to African competition, and that is where the problem comes. When you have these lower tier teams, going up there, we saw the likes of Dreams FC and Attram are going up to represent the country in a very good fashion. Financially, in terms of quality, in terms of that character, to be able to compete at the very top. Do you feel that these Division 1 teams, the lower tier teams, if any of them happens to win the competition, can they do that?
Of purpose for running, and for Division 1, most of them focus on branding their players. They can play to Apex, but they don't have the focus on getting to their main title. And in terms of Africa, that we always get best of best from our tier to represent the African. I think that if any of these events manage to get there.
So that's Pac Academy's arrival to the stadium. That's what you have on your screens now. Daniel, let me hear you.
Yeah, so I believe that they might use this platform to package their players very well. But if they manage to get to Africa, maybe they can do something. But the wish or the players that maybe the Premier League team can dominate, because the only thing that came from all of a sudden dominated when we went to Africa is Attram. In Division 1 to the Premier League, all of a sudden they won the FA pick up. Kind courtesy, Max Okonadi. So I believe I'm perfect that maybe Division 1 team may not serve the best, but this is a competition that you must try to show that you are the best. So if you sit there and allow Division 1 team to dominate over you, you have to give them enough to go and play in Africa.
And would they have what I talked about?
The quality, the finances,
the quality, the character, what it takes to compete against the likes of WAC of Morocco, the likes of Simba, the likes of Mamelodi, Sundowns, and Coke. Would they have that character, the financial muscles to be able to take on these teams and compete them?
It's going to be difficult. But the moment you get some, it gives you exposure in terms of sponsorship, brand, and whatever. But if we may put reality on grounds, the Premier League side can be better in Africa than Division 1 because we know how teams are run in this country. And some Division 1 teams, the kind of struggles they've been
So
through.
that's the arrival of Attram De Visser also that you have on your screen. Yeah.
So getting a Division 1 team may save a lot of interesting facts, but Premier League team will do better because the fear factor alone, the edge, the quality, the branding, and whatever. I believe that Premier League team can do it better in Africa than the Division 1 team. Honestly.
Conclusively, the game in entirety. What do you think we should expect from both teams? You've been following them and you know a lot about these two teams, what they do and what they exhibit on the field of play. What do you think we should be expecting?
A good game, a game with individual quality, a game of tactical play because you can't underestimate what Attram is tactical play, and also these are two teams they believe in academic football, and I believe that they're going to showcase a very beautiful football, free flowing, not defensive type. But I believe confidently that Pack are having the guys. They know how to finish games at the die embers. But Attram De Visser can give them the best. But I'm going to give a little edge for Pack Academy in the 90 minutes than Attram De Visser. But anything can happen.
But in case it travels,
Attram De Visser will do it because they've shown that they have that character. Penalty.
so that was Daniel Dangana that you heard from the game between Attram De Visser and Pack Academy. That's what we holistically digested for you here this afternoon. This is the Baba Nyara Sports Stadium, and this happens to be the quarterfinals of the MTN FA Cup. Don't forget that this evening, 7 p.m., I will be coming with another game, Bichim United against Wickham Chelsea, which is also another cracker of a match. The game will be with you in the next few minutes. So continue to enjoy the arrivals of the teams and also the warm-ups and a whole lot of that on your screens. And I will be with you shortly with a commentary. Sorry. while the match commissioner happens to be Kote Alexander Nikwe. This, of course, could be a game of the moment. Two very exciting teams, academy sides who play very good football. I am Robert Konya this afternoon in commentary position alongside my co-commentator Daniel Dangana.
102 games played so far in the MTN FA Cup this season. We've recorded 224 goals in total and 111 goals in the first half and 130 in the second half. So it tells you this competition, a lot of goals comes, especially in the second department of the game. But these are two teams, based on how they've shown in this competition, that you just can never underrate them. Look at the fact that Attram De Visser manages to, break their way through against the Premier League side in the shape of getting goals, and also, Park Academy eliminated Mediama to get here. So I think that we are going to witness a good game. Both teams, academy side, we are going to witness a good football, played on the field with quality, and I believe that the academy referees are going to give us the best of officiating, because this policy has been the best in terms of Ghana Football Association policies, and I think that they are going to give us the best of officiating this game. But these are two teams poised for action. Park Academy 3rd in zone 2, and also Attram De Visser 10th in zone 3. So let's see whether the battle of the two zones. Let's see whether Park can dominate, looking at their edge in the Division 1 League this season so far.
You just saw the bench of Park Academy. Surprisingly, former Asante Koroko midfielder Emmanuel Sarkodie is on the bench for Park Academy Football Club. He should have started this game.
Emmanuel Sarkodie knows this very, very well. Former player in Crown Warriors, Asante Koroko, Kim Faisal, Nations FC, Vision FC, and now Park Academy. He's on bench, and maybe due to form. You must find a way to get here based on your quality of form. And I think Sarkodie, maybe he's dropping form. That is the reason why he's warming the bench.
Angelos Akrugu has started proceedings, and it will be Attram De Visser operating from the left to right, and Park Academy will also ply their trade from right to left. Indeed, this could be one of the best games we've seen in this competition so far. The two teams having eliminated top teams. Park Academy, they first of all dealt with Wamanafo Mighty Royals in the prelims before defeating the Kwai Heroes by 2-0. They won 2-1 against King Faisal and also eliminated Mediama Sporting Club on penalties. And Attram De Visser, they eliminated Port City on penalties, and they went on to do same against Okau United. They dumped Shining Stars before handling Bibiani Gold Stars very well. This is a chance, and that was a feeble strike. And the head coach Malik Kasim cheering on his boys to get themselves up and also put themselves together. Attram De Visser. That was some very good play from Mohamed Issa. He still holds the ball. Attram taking the game to Park Academy. You could say they do so well when it comes to penalties, but they seem to have taken the lead, trying to make something happen at the early stages of the game.
You can see their structure on and off the ball at Attram De Visser. It tells you they are well organized, playing to the coach's instruction, getting 3 players at the back, 3 in midfield, and a lot of players offensively, just trying to play some overload offensively against Park Academy. Park yet to set in the game, but Attram De Visser playing with their best. No pressure at all, when they're having the ball. They don't do so very well from the back. Let's see, maybe if Pack warm themselves up, the complexion might be different.
Things could change, things could be different. Pack Academy in a very good position, but that strike was feeble. Ivan Safo, the captain. No way can that ball trouble the goalkeeper. Ivan Safo draws an experienced foul. Godwin Attram. At this stage, mostly you need to get your boys intact.
Attram De Visser won their last game in the Division 1 League. Proud to this one against Home Stars. They won by 2-1. And they are coming to this game with fine form and good morale, because to be able to win against Home Stars by 2-1, carrying that form, that energy, that confidence, that morale booster to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup tells you a lot.
A man in your shot, Dawood Ishak. The two teams have had not bad seasons. Pack Academy in the Division 1 League Zone 2 find themselves on third position with 38 points after 21 games played. They have a goal difference of +7. They are third in Zone 2. And also Attram De Visser find themselves on 10th in Zone 3 with 26 points after 21 games minus of 5 goals. But in the MTN FA Cup, both teams find themselves here in the quarterfinals at the Babayara Sports Stadium.
Out of 4 games, Pack Academy, apart from that 1-0 win over Woman of Montreals and that 1-1 draw against Mediama, they will score more than 1 goal, because they won 2 unanswered goals against Bekwai, and also they defeated Kim Faisal by 2-1. So it tells you they have a lot of players that can find the back of the net, and when they manage to score, they manage to protect their lead. Pack Academy.
They do not really wait for penalties. They just go for the kill. That's what they do best. But at Attram De Visser, they have a way, and they always find a way to take you there. And when they get there, just like the Italians always say, they are for penalties. Unless, of course, what Roberto Baggio did against Brazil in that final when they hosted. Pack Academy taking the ball into space. Justice Asamoah. He knows he could have done more. Pack trying to use a bit of aggressive press up front just to win the ball in the dangerous situations. Junior Kofi Mark, the ball has been won by Ivan Safo. Safo has gone down, and the free kick has been given.
Ivan Safo is having a goal in this competition so far, and that's the game they won over Bekwai. He scored around the 58th minute, so no wonder he's trying to pull some strings for Pack Academy. Watch that movement. very silky, very dangerous to handle. And the only option for Attram De Visser was to bring him down.
Another fan here with his max, just to witness the beautiful game. Evans Safo, Charles Asante. Would they go for the technique or they'll go for the shot? Charles Asante. Evans Safo takes it. He hits the cross. Denied by the crossbar. And Evans Safo will be a disappointed man. That was purely technical. And it would have been a dramatic story to witness at this stage of the game.
Brilliant ball from Ivan Safo. Tells you he's one player Attram De Visser must always watch out for. He got the time and step by step. Very good ball, very good technique, but he was just unlucky.
He nearly hit the top corner. This is another one for Park. Failed to get to the target. Attram De Visser under some kind of pressure as early as the 9th minute. They started so well, but Park Academy seemed to have warmed themselves up into the game.
Of course, and that is football. Attram De Visser, they have scored only 3 goals in open play so far in 4 games. And their burden is on only 2 players, Mahmoud Isha and also Razak Sharuddin.
This is Park. Gets into the box. Dawood Ishak. Some good goalkeeping. Attram De Visser. Pressure mountain piling for them. Anytime they lose the ball, it seems to be a chance.
Of course, they are a very good team because out of 4 games they've kept 2 clean sheets. Tells you they know how to prevent the opponent from scoring them, and also when they score they know how to protect their lead. Now they're up into the game playing with a certain chemistry.
Justice Asamoah. From De Visser. Ball has gone out already. We still goalless here after 11 minutes. And the men in white have already struck the crossbar.
Since 1958, Hasselhoff are the most successful team in this competition with 11 titles. But Kumasi and Dugadok won the first 3 editions, 1958, 1959, and 1960. They have a game to play tomorrow.
Attram De Visser. Could this be the first goal? How on earth did he save that? David Kujo. You don't quite see this often. That was a brilliant save. No wonder they have so many clean sheets.
David Kujo, just 22 years and former player for Studio All Blacks and Unistars Academy. No wonder, despite being a young lad, he's got some experience. Just look at that ball and brilliant, perfect reflexes from David Kujo, former player for Unistar Academy and Studio All Blacks.
That was a brilliant save. The game continues. Daniel Safo. Evans with that through ball. De Visser. Good defense from them. They nearly conceded the first goal. And you know what that would have meant? Disaster and doom for them. Because you don't concede at the early stages if you really want to make it. That will be a corner.
The only game at Attram De Visser won out of the 90 minutes was that game against Shining Stars. They won by 2-1. But the rest of the 3 games, they always get that dominance from the shootouts. But Park Academy have shown that they can kill the game in 90 minutes.
Nearly Justice Asamoah. Another corner. Evans Safo, the man who struck the crossbar with that free kick, is behind that corner. Cross being put in there. The referee saw a challenge on the goalkeeper.
The reason why Evans Safo is playing so very well is the fact that he's played for Premier League side, Karela United, King Faisal, and also Nzima Kotoko. So no wonder he's dominating every moment in the game. King Faisal, Karela, and also Nzima Kotoko, Ivan Safo. He's just 22, and the future is so bright for this young guy.
Of course, ball being put through. Mohamed Issa. Just taking his time. Good defense, Evans Safo. That was nearly a very good run of play from Park Academy. They continue to enjoy themselves as they try to impose their authority on the game. They hardly lose during 90 minutes. They always find a way to make it. Evans Safo, the troublemaker in this game for Attram De Visser.
Experience is something you cannot buy in the market. You must gain it, and Evans Safo has earned a lot of experience these days with King Faisal, Karela United, and Nzima Kotoko. And that is why he's playing with his mentality a step ahead than any other player on the field.
Evans takes a shot. He gets Asamoah. Asamoah strikes. Dawood Ishak was there to save it again. And Park Academy have some numbers in the stands just to give them the support they need. They have some former Premier League players on their radar. Park Academy. Evans puts in the cross. Blasted out by Attram De Visser. They continue to be under pressure. This will be relief for Attram De Visser. They've been under pressure for the past 2-3 minutes. And this stoppage may serve them right.
Of course, the pressure was too intense for Attram De Visser. And Park Academy have scored 6 goals in 4 games. It tells you they are a team to beat, Park Academy. And in Zone 2, they are just 10. Few points behind Swedol, Blacks, and Rose Park. You can see them trying to reflect that Division 1 form to the FA Cup, and especially this game.
Attram De Visser, who are penalty merchants per the records from this competition. Malik Kasim having worked with his players. This could be the Eva Canero of our time. Just a little touch and you're okay. You know, it's part of the game. Attram De Visser. Can this shot? He never did. A wasted ball.
Attram De Visser are now trying to play their game to adjust to the rhythm of Park Academy, because Attram started the game with a very good template. Put the ball on the turf, play around, ball from the back. But this time, it is too difficult for them to do that. The pressing scheme from Park Academy is quite good.
And that is what they are really enjoying from at the moment. Evans. There was some very good play from Mohamed Isa.
Mohamed Isa, former player for Samatex, tells you you just cannot underestimate Park Academy. He's 23 years of age, and no wonder.
Justice Asamoah battling with Erickson Duga. Attram, they seem to be a bit uncomfortable when they have the ball.
You know, they started that style very well in the early stages, but just look at the pressure. The 2 players from Park Academy are enough to frustrate Attram De Visser from building from the back. And all over the advantageous areas, you get a lot of players, white chest, crowding the ball carrier, and also preventing the target man from running to spaces. Just watch the back line. Close to 6-7 players defending, and no wonder they've had a lot of interesting clinches.
Looking at how good the two teams are playing, this is an opportunity. And David Kujo presented himself to stop that shot from Dominic Frimpong. Just a pass, and they nearly hit the back of the net. They can still do it. Good defense from Park Academy. End-to-end affair. Both teams seem to have a good plan for the game. If you commit, you concede a chance.
4-5-1 from Park Academy. 4 at the back, 5 in midfield with a lone striker up front. But when they are meaning to press, you get 4-4-2 sort of setup. For Attram De Visser, always having 3-man back line. helping them to play in the overload.
Park Academy. Evans Safo. He gets to Asamoah. And this could be the chance. And the calls by Faisal Shaibu for that penalty. Not enough.
Just watch that, and David Kujo has been decisive in post for Park Academy.
Justice Asamoah has been brought down. Godwin Attram.
Because he was a player coach for Great Olympics. He coach and then all of a sudden go for a JC and play very well. One of the best free kick aspects in our game. He mentored Glass Nawako these days at the Great Olympics.
Attram De Visser. Can they break the deadlock? This could be it. You don't miss that. Kofi Junior Mark. These opportunities are usually scarce in such games. He should have at least hit the target.
He was too relaxed, and I don't know what was going through his mind, but whatever decision he took was so poor.
Good defending and a bit of poor defending at the same time. Attram De Visser. The game getting interesting.
The 6 goals Park Academy scored, we've had close to 4 players involved in the 6, so it tells you their goal distribution is something so high. Just watch the moment. Got a time, space. The target was poor one.
Adongo Angelos Akurugu believes the system is hot. And Emmanuel Sarkodie having words with his teammates.
No, he knows this step very well. From the prelims to round of 64, round 32, and round of 16, we've had 102 games and 60 wins for the home side, and also 42 away wins. 224 goals scored. We've had 128 home goals and 96 away goals. 111 first half and 108 in the second half. We've had 65 games decided within the 90th minute, and also 37 games decided on penalties. 21 penalties awarded so far. 19 scored, 2 missed, 7 on goals. From the prelims to round 64, round 32, and also round 60. All to the knockout phase, especially the quarterfinals.
Godwin Attram trying as much as he can to lecture Prince Amekofia. Evans with that ball through, and again advantage Park Academy. Attram De Visser. They may have to master how to defend if they want to stay in this game. Evans. The cross. They're calling for a handball, but the referee says there was no any. Samet Che, they call him Federico Valverde. Shot from that distance, and it was a good block from Attram De Visser.
You know, a very good, perfect build-up from Attram De Visser. Look at the fact that Park always builds with most of the long balls. That was a moment for a perfect strike.
Look at the number of white shirts in the area of Attram De Visser.
It's more or less the all-in, all-out affair. In defense, you have a lot of white shirts behind the ball in attack, always trying to create a lot of overload offensively.
This is back. Evans Safo. Safo strikes. He tried that with a bit of experience. Dawood Ishak with good goalkeeping. De Visser. Attram De Visser. Just hoping to keep the ball. Jalil Yakubu. Dawood. Dawood decided to go for the long ball from Pong with a flick towards Issa. A Pack have things sorted out. Justice Asamoah. Asamoah still holding on to it. Evans Safo. David Mensah gets Justice Asamoah again. Che. Park Academy enjoying good football. And Attram De Visser now have it. No whistle. Nothing given. Samet Che. Not the best of passes. And he knows.
Park Academy are coordinating the attack very well anytime they are moving on the offense. And makes things difficult for Attram De Visser to track them offensively. Evan Safo so far has been so delightful to watch. Conducting the midfield, playing intelligent football. The man on your shot.
Dawood Ishak has not been bad at all this afternoon. Very good goalkeeping from him. As well as his opposite number, David Kujo, in post for Park Academy.
Dawood Ishak, you know, he's also played for a lot of lower tier teams. Talk about Cape Coast, Abusia Drafts, to do my Tijet, and now Attram De Visser. Don't forget he's 30 years.
That's quite interesting.
But goalkeepers, you need experience. The more you grow, the more you get your skills on track. From dwarfs in 2016 to do mighty jet in 2023, and since then he's been with Attram De Visser for the past 2 years.
Asamoah. Mensah and Asamoah on the left side. Che back to Asamoah. Emmanuel Adikojo opens up to the left. This is Evans Safo. Park Academy. Enjoying themselves with the ball. They just love to have it. So Park Samoa. Attram De Visser locked in their own area. So many men between the white shirts and the goalpost.
Park Academy, their first game against one man of Montreal's. Dankwa Kwame scored the only goal to put them through around the 15th minute. And also against Bekwa Youth, Bernard Asante and Ivan Safo scored 77 and 58 minutes respectively. And against Kim Faisal, they won by 2-1. Faisal Shaib scored brace 49th and also the 66th minute for Park Academy. It tells you they can score in both halves. If they fail to score in the first half, they can do in the second half. And that is the reason why Attram De Visser must try to stay focused throughout the entirety of the game.
They need to remain on top of issues as they are playing against a very dangerous team in this competition. Park Academy having a very good season compared to Attram De Visser in their respective zones in the Division 1 League. Hamza Idrisu decided to go for another corner, and Samet Che will do that quickly. They nearly created the biggest chance in the game. That was some very, very good display from Faisal Shaibu. This is Jalil. Godwin Attram will not be a happy man at this moment, because they seem to be giving every single ball away and conceding chances.
But the only game they won in this competition in regulation time against Shining Stars, they scored in both halves, the 40th minute and also the 77th minute. Razak, Sheridan and also Mohamed Isha.
Ball for Mensah, and that cross will not go waste. Continues to torment Attram De Visser. Can they finally get an answer? David Kujo was there and no issues whatsoever. Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum, the head coach for Kumasi Asante Koroko, is in the building to watch this game alongside his assistant coach.
Can we say Attram De Visser are playing just to manage the game to suit their penalty shootout ability, because they haven't created a lot of many more chances after those two in the early stages. They are playing a very conserved game, always trying to create some opportunities in terms of overload in the middle of the park.
Of course, you cannot leave so many chances to the opposition and think you are taking the game to penalties.
And especially Park Academy, who knows how to kill the game within regulation time. And just like I said, 65 games we decided within 90 minutes in this competition so far, and also 37 within penalty shootouts. And Attram De Visser will belong to the 37 teams that always rely on penalty shootouts, and also Attram De Visser part of 65 teams.
Joseph Kojo Jr. Samet Che with that ball with the left foot. The Park Academy fans singing amen, amen, amen.
The top scorers for this competition: Ibrahim Alassane for DBB is having 5 goals. Hussein Ibrahim for Karela 4 goals. And we can also add Faisal Saibu, who is having 3 goals for Park Academy. Prince Anani for Recruit Chelsea is having 3 goals. And they are still in the competition.
Samet Che with a long ball being kept in play. That was some over elaboration. Evans, can he strike from there?
The previous 3 winners of this competition, you get Castle Folk 2021-22, Dreams FC 22-23, and then Attram last season. Who is going to be the next champion? It's going to be Park Academy, Attram De Visser. Karela United are still in the competition. Recruit Chelsea, TECHIMAN United, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And it's becoming interesting.
This is Issa. You don't leave these kind of players in good zones and positions.
Issa Mohammed against Oko United scored around the 21st minute, and also against Shining Stars around the 77th minute. So when he's running into advantageous areas, Park Academy must try to handle him very well because he's so dangerous. 2 goals in the competition so far for Attram De Visser.
Evans Safo wins another ball. Godwin Attram continues to issue instructions.
That was a perfect long ball in, and Mohamed Issa with that perfect control, but the ball lacked some technique, direction, and precision. Can Evan Safo pull something out of here with his experience?
Evans, can he put it in? Dawood reacted so quick. Evans demonstrating experience on the field of play.
Of course, to have played for King Faisal, Karela United, Zimao Kotoko tells you a lot. He's far ahead mentally than they play on the field. And that is class from the 22-year-old guy.
From the Visser, they've lost it again. Che. Dawood dealing with it. Attram De Visser showing some bit of reluctance in carrying the ball to the attacking third. Three minutes to be played. As additional time this afternoon. Jalid. Samet Chi. Bobbing one. Attram De Visser. Another pass wasted.
In the last 3 games, Nassers Bank Division 1 League 4, Attram De Visser, they lost by 2 goals to 1 against Nagor, goalless against Rainmasters, and also they dominated on the road against Homestars by 2 goals to 1. So scrappy run in their last 3 games. But again, coming to this game with that perfect away win against Homestars. It's an edge.
And the most interesting thing is that both teams have eliminated some Premier League clubs. Emmanuel Sarkodie on the bench.
Is this with Nkransan Warriors? He was alongside Isaac Mensah, former Hasselhoff player, and also Kwame Poku. When it came to Kotoko, the midfield was him and Fabio Gama. But he lacked some fitness and he dipped in form. Moved to King Faisal on loan, and that deal was made permanent. Went to Nations, Vision, and now Park Academy. Emmanuel Sarkodie.
One of the best midfielders some time ago in Arcade. This is still Park Academy. Can they strike? They seem to want to score in style.
At this point, either you score ugly using the rules. It counts, so it doesn't matter the kind of pass put together before getting the goal. And Park Academy should understand the stage we are in. This is resource oriented.
That was a very good ball. Just check that. And the first half ends here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It's Attram De Visser failing to score. Park Academy enjoying the lion's share of the possession, having the ball, creating the chances, going so close, hitting the crossbar, and yet failing to score.
It's been a very good first half, especially for Park Academy. And I believe the second half will give us best and better, more interesting game.
The second half will be with you shortly.
I just realized all the mobile transactions I did today had zero charges. The money I sent to you for the market, no charges. The money I sent to Adua in school, no charges. Even paying my television, no charges. Every single payment I made, no charges.
See, that's why downloading my Momo app was a great move. Every weekend, transactions on the app comes with zero charges. Send money, make payments, all for free.
Don't miss out. Download my Momo app today and enjoy zero charges on all your Momo transactions every weekend. Just Momo it. Terms and conditions apply. MTN.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Bavaria Sports Stadium. This is the first of 4 quarterfinal games of the 2024-2025 MTN FA Cup. The first game happening today is Attram De Visser Sporting Club versus Park Academy at 7 p.m. Remember, we have a big game between Beku Chelsea and Bichim United, which will be the second game in the quarterfinals of this competition. And then tomorrow at 3 p.m., we have Karela, who are in the Premier League, up against Golden Cake, who kicked out the mighty Accra. So that game is at 3 p.m. and at 7 p.m., Kotoko are up against True Democracy. What's your vibe this weekend? Are you having lunch with your clique this weekend? Watching the football game at your favorite pub, or paying towards your school legacy project? Or are you going shopping or paying the workers at your site this weekend? Or are you transferring money to your mother at Tiajua? Whatever you have to pay for everything, just on my Momo app. Yes, it's free of charge all weekend. Download my Momo app now and just Momo it everywhere you go. Remember, terms and conditions apply. near Kai was said, and then on so Pepe match at Tosumi or MTN FA Cup quarterfinals. We come Chelsea Bichel United and the BCN on so Pepe. See, 1 hour when you know, and ever since I went from Siapo, send on song. Another big game between Chelsea and the Bichel United and the BCN. Now, me at Norchna. Dumienu Asante Kodoko youth team on the Anima United and the Ketty Razor. Dumienu Pepe, Sa game no Bebaso. Now, Fay Normia Sacarella and a golden cake at the CNE. Now, Fay no song, quarter final game in Chatwokra Asante Kodoko and a true democracy. Them TNC and Cairo said, now, what you might be able to see Dino or say, what download my Momo app. Now the Sunday, so be the chair or Danka, so one of our age man or Fie, Udichi or Moka, or Lady So Yanka, or the Sunday no, and now they tried the Bia, we be a Momo transfer, yeah, let's see and say, so what downloading my Momo app, now the discharge man now what she a free Yadia, which Momo charges, yeah, Shannon Susan and she said, Kaka, Adam.
Attram De Visser and Park Academy. Of course, this is a game you would expect goals at this stage, yet it is yet to give us any. The second half will soon begin. The next 45 minutes will decide if the game will travel to penalties, where Attram De Visser are the merchants of that scenario, or it's still going to be played in regulation time, where Park Academy also dominate. First half was an interesting half, full of chances, both teams creating decent opportunities. Let's hope the second will give us say.
I always say second halves are decisive halves, and both teams are playing with a certain mentality of scoring stylish goals. And I believe we're in the business aspect of the whole competition. You must win ugly, whether from a deflected goal, whatever means you find to get the ball at the back of the net, you must do. But based on the academy style, both teams are trying to showcase what they have, their blueprint from their various academies. But Park Academy have shown some bit of quality, especially Evan Safo, the likes of David Kudu.
Park Academy, they dominated the first half with lots of chances being created. Can they do same in the second? Attram De Visser, Mohamed Isa. The ball continues to be on the feet of Prince Amekofia. David Kujo. He was so special in the first half, David Kujo, wasn't he? Stellar performances, brilliant saves from him, keeping Park Academy in the game.
Of course, some 2-3 saves in the first half were just super interesting, and he's only 22, playing for Academy, and I believe he might master his game very well going to the future endeavors. He's played for Unistar Academy and also Shade Royal Blacks. David Kujo.
He seemed to have gathered a basket full of experience. Looking at how calm and composed he usually is whenever he gets the ball and whenever he's been approached by the opposition.
On top Academy, they train every goalkeeper to know how to play confidently under pressure. And no wonder these two goalkeepers are showing us some glimpses.
Park Academy. Bernard Asante causing problems on the right side for Attram De Visser. You need to withdraw a bit. Perhaps that is the statement from Malik Kasim.
Park Academy are showing what Attram De Visser showed in the first half. Patiently building from the back with ease. But the rate at which Park Academy are organized in attack and defense tells you the reason why they are having 6 goals in 4 games with about 4 players involved in the 6. Always crowding the opening box with a lot of numbers.
And let's remind you that this evening under the floodlights will be another clash between 2 Premier League sides. Brecum Chelsea, Bichem United, 2 teams from the Pono and a half region in football perspective. They know themselves really well, and this is going to be an interesting game. You just need to continue to be with us for that exciting game also. And that is a foul on Joseph Kojo Jr. Just at the edge of the box. And it could be a problem for the side. a member of the Football Association. You just saw in your shot Adungo Angelos Akrugu handling the game so well. In the first 50 minutes, he issues a yellow card to Emmanuel Ajay of Attram De Visser. Evans Safo will do his magics again.
So far, Adongo is giving us fair sheet, and he's interpreting the rules very well.
Evans, Mensa, Safo putting that cross, and Attram dealing with it so well. No whistle. And Pack will continue to mount the pressure. Daniel Safo with that cross. They should have hit the back of the net with that. Interesting display from both teams. Evans Safo, Samet Che, he lost it in an attempt to showboat.
You can watch the high defensive line from Park Academy the second half. It was predominantly used by Attram De Visser in the first department of the game, but this time Park on the front foot.
Lot of numbers from Park Academy, always within the half of Attram De Visser anytime they get hold on to the ball.
In football, the best way to play is when you have numerical advantage than the opponent. Gives you confidence, create a lot of passing lanes, build up options for you when you create the overload, and that is why most teams love to do that. Now at the back line, 4 against 3 makes it difficult for Attram De Visser to find a way through.
Emmanuel Sako there issuing instructions and shouting on top of his voice.
But for Emmanuel Sako there, I think he should have managed his free cap. And then Richard Atta. He gains some weight that doesn't suit the game.
They'll be back. Definitely.
Richard Atta with hot seat. And Emmanuel Sako there with Park Academy.
Attram De Visser, Jalil Yakub, and the captain strikes. Was trying to switch play. Junior lost it to Godwin Ama. Evans, can this final pass lead to what Park Academy have been looking for? Justice Asamoah. Justice. Another ball across the face of goal.
I think Park Academy want to kill the game in the second half just to avoid a penalty shootout. They're putting a lot of pressure. But this time, Attram De Visser are cautiously defending with numbers. But for how long can you keep defending throughout? Both teams eliminated Premier League top giants before making it to this quarterfinals. Park Academy eliminated Ibrahim Tanko's Mediama. And also Attram De Visser eliminated. Vivian Gold Stars, the second best team in the Ghana Premier League.
That makes it a lot more interesting of a fixture. Justice Asamoah. That ball was not the end product you would expect. Looking at the work he did.
With 2 clean sheets in 4 games in the MTN FA Cup, you have to give Park Academy their flowers. They've shown that any other Division 1 team, they have that edge over such teams. The medics rushing to attend to the incident.
Of course, it was a good shot. The Eva Canero of our time. No, she used to be a very interesting figure within the setup of the West Londoners.
Of course, and no matter how the pain is being inflicted on you, a touch can reduce it to 30%. Both teams are developing on tight legs, and the center ref must be careful because at this point players will find a way to play on the intelligence of the center referee for dicey incidents. Attram De Visser, just like I said, maybe they want to manage the game to the shootout because they've had that edge in 3 of those.
Ball being put through. Out of play.
Adam.
3 substitutions to be made. Erickson Duga is making way for Razak Shirazin. And also Prince Amekofia will also be replaced by Mark Kagawa Mensah. And then finally, Kofi Junior Mark has been shipped off for Richmond Apokum.
Don't forget Erickson Dunga is a former player for Accra City Stars. He's just 20 years of age and he's bringing some new energy to help Attram De Visser.
They really needed this Attram De Visser. They've struggled to control the game, to put the game under their belts. It's been Park Academy all along, especially in the second half. Junior continues to go out there, and that will be a penalty. Joseph Kojo Jr. and Godwin Attram disagrees. Godwin Attram disagrees. Referee Akrugu agrees. And so the penalty will be taken. So close. So close.
And a tight one to decide on. The center referee was right there to take the final decision. Evan Safo, can he get his second in this competition for Park Academy? He's got experience. Karela United, Kim Faisal, in Small Kotoko. Can he do the needful? He scored against Bekwai Youth on the 58th minute. Can he do it this time? He's been averaging the best player for Park Academy.
Evans Safo against Dawood Ishak. Can Evans do it? Can he take the lead? Park Academy. Evans Safo. He put them through. And that is the lead for Park Academy. The lead they so much deserve. The lead they so much worked for. And the lead they get. Evans Safo. When they needed the calmness, the composure, they looked for their leader, the gladiator in chief of the Park Academic Forces, has put them in front, and it's 1-0 for Park Academy Football Club.
Just watch the composure, the calmness. The goalkeeper wanted to intimidate you, but look at that round-up influence, the Jogino type of penalty. And the goalkeeper was mercilessly beaten to the technique. Just watch that. Few steps to the left, and the goalkeeper was already scrolling on the tip.
How do they respond? Attram De Visser. They are the penalty merchants. The penalty mongers. The beautiful purveyors of penalties in this competition this season. They are falling behind. How do they respond?
So far in this competition, they are always on the front foot, but to come back from a losing position, they are yet to do that, because against Port City it was goalless. Against Oko United, they scored the first goal in the 21st minute, but they conceded a 90+5. But they won 3-2 on penalties. But again, Shining Stars, they got 2 goals. 40th in the 77th minute. A mountain for them to try open up the game to play, and that might even suit Park Academy, looking at how the second half is unfolding.
Indeed. We have 4 minutes, almost 5 past the hour mark, and Park Academy lead. The leading star, Evans Safo's penalty, has put them ahead. Can they find answers? Attram De Visser. This is Dominic Frimpong. He went with a strike. But the flag was already up.
In hot waters, the legend.
Kodo in a trap.
For Park Academy against Women of Montreal, they scored the first goal around the 15th minute. They managed to protect their lead. And also against Require Youth, they scored back to back 58 and also 77th minute. They protected their lead. And also against King Faisal, they managed to protect their lead when they were leading by 2 goals. Can they do it this time around? Time is going to tell. But against Mediama, they considered around the 6th minute, they came back around the 9th minute to restore parity. So it tells you they have a very good, tough side in terms of protecting their lead and also prevent them from scoring. And as we speak, so good. Attram De Visser has played above their level to restore parity.
Of course, they need to. And they need to do that as quick as possible. There is no time. Some 23 minutes to do that Herculean job. Mountain to climb for them. Hamza Idrisu. Emmanuel Ache. Pack allowing no single ball into their area. And they just know how to hold on to the ball when they have it.
They are not having 2 clean sheets for nothing. And the numbers they use in defense and also in attack tells you all.
Junior, the man who won the penalty. This time the interception came from the captain himself, Emmanuel Ache. Leadership by example, they say. So Ima needed that, and he has done it. Bernard Asante. Evans, Asante. Asante with the left foot. That was a good initiative from Asante. And Park Academy have a corner out of that.
Park Academy dominated a lot of corner kicks in the first half. And the second half, the story is still the same.
Attram De Visser. Can this be the moment they've been waiting for? Denied. They still have it. Could this be the time? Razak Shirazdin. Not a good effort. 70 minutes, 20 to end proceedings, barring additional time. And any other team watching from afar, still part of the last 8, would have to watch this game keenly. I'm not surprised Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum is around. And also Samuel Boadu is also here. You just need to take note of what these teams do.
Of course, especially Park Academy. They've eliminated traditional teams in this competition. Talk about Wamana Materials, a non-figure in the Division 1 league. Kim Faisal, the added medium. And Park Academy, they've won 3 games in relation time. But for Attram De Visser, only 1. And that was against Shining Stars. That was brilliant from Evans Safo, the former Karela United player. Just watch that. And the roundup influence, the goalkeeper was totally beaten to it. At this point, just watch that. Brilliant.
He was already off his line. The goalkeeper.
And totally beaten. The only option was just to crawl on the wrong direction.
Attram De Visser continue to introduce men. Alassane Benny replacing Godwin Armour. More men being thrown into the game by the legend.
At this point, you need attacking changes. Cannot afford to sit back. But the pressure is too good.
This could be the next goal. As scrappy as it may seem, he nearly landed into the back of the net.
At this point, every moment matters. And every goal is so key. Whether scrappy or mouth-watering, the fact of the matter is that make sure protect your moment. And Park Academy are never relenting.
And that will be a free kick. From the Visser. You don't waste these kind of balls when you are behind.
And especially when you're a student of the legend, Gordon Attram, he's playing this, he was an expert. Free kicks. And they should master that craft. But this one was a poor one.
Park Academy here with variety of fans who are capable of doing whatever it takes to support their team.
A lot of free kicks falling in favor of Attram De Visser. But the question is, can they pull a magic out of such moment? Lots of movement for them to conjure some magic, but it's not looking any good for Attram De Visser.
Another casualty.
That penalty incident. So tight, so close.
It was indeed close. Attram De Visser. They seem to like that final touch. That will create the chances for them.
They've scored 3 goals. They've conceded 2 in 4 games at Attram De Visser. They've kept 2 clean sheets against Port City and the Gold Stars.
Player number 7, Justice Asamoah, is being replaced by player
Justice Asamoah.
Rashid Nuhu.
Walking majestically off the pitch to be replaced by Rashid Nuhu. Justice being congratulated by his teammates.
Are we going to get 66 games being decided in regulation 90 minutes, or you're going to have a 8th game decided through penalty shootouts? At this point, it is looking very clear that Park Academy might have their way through.
Looking clear, but this is football. In the next few minutes, everything can change. Attram De Visser wanting to patiently find themselves through. Raises that ball. Attram De Visser and Jalil Yakubu.
Jalil Yakubu. He joined Attram De Visser from Accra City Stars. And the slogan for Park Academy is pressure. That was indecisive from Jalil Yakubu. And he's just 20. Maybe some experience needed. Nine minutes for Park to protect their lead. And also for Attram De Visser to do it in a grand style. But the head coach, Gordon Attram, is giving up.
They've not gone any closer to scoring in the second half. And he has every right to be disappointed. Park Academy, good defense. Jalil Yakub. That was a brilliant turn. Richmond Apokum. He sends the ball towards Dominic from Paul. Godwin Attram. Perhaps he has a lot of questions.
Of course. Because for the penalty they considered, he wasn't in agreement. And for this one,
could this be Attram De Visser's moment? This is the closest they have come in the second half.
when luck is not on your side, such balls will fail to enter into the net. This ball should have scored. But ask yourself, how come? Watch that closely.
It just will not enter. Another brilliant corner. Mark Kagawa Mensah.
Substitutions by Park Academy.
He seemed to have mastered the set piece taking.
For player number 8, Emmanuel Adikujo.
Park Academy coming up with more substitutions. Akwasi Mensah coming on for Emmanuel Adikojo. And also Kingsford Akins.
At this point, you need men that can defend. You need men that can be industrious to cover every blade of grass, not to give the opponent the chance.
Joseph Kojo Jr., the man who won the penalty, is now being brought onto the bench for Akwasi Mensah.
Just watch that ball. Perfect execution. The goalkeeper couldn't. My goodness. This boy should have scored. But some forces are just, preventing the whole thing. You need that luck in every game to sail through. The closest they've come so far in this game, and especially in the second half.
I believe if you kick it well, it's going to go in.
But you can never doubt the luck in every competition, because you need competition luck at times to sail through. We have questions about luck for this ball, but I believe at times it is needed.
Sameche, Jalili Yakubu. Godwin Attram. Of course, it is understandable when you've played to this point and you're losing. It's difficult to take.
Of course. But this is what happened, man.
Jalil, 87 minutes, heading to the 88th. Can Attram De Visser change this? Can they equalize and force the game to travel to the 12th round, or perhaps get a winner? Pack still holding on to the ball. Rashid Nuhu. Bernard Asante. Good control. Evans. Safo. That was a one-time pass towards Asante. Attram De Visser finding their way out. Good defensive works. Alassane Benny wins a corner.
Park Academy should stay focused, especially in this twilight minute, because the pressure is coming. Attram De Visser are hoping for last minute equalizer. They're hoping for the last half, and that is devastating for Park Academy.
Sameche has committed a foul, and he's lucky not to receive the card. At this point, you need prayers, you need concentration, you need full focus. Attram De Visser. That strike from Faisal Shaibu. 7 more minutes to be played. And David Kujo is already down.
That ball was tricky. But to beat all odds for that crucial save. It's interesting. Watch that closely. That was a perfect ball in. The goalkeeper stood to the test. The best of punches back. He collided with the pool. And that is danger.
Of course, it is. The fans continue to cheer their team up. And they are nearly on to victory. Kagawa Mensah takes another corner and they get the equalizer. Attram De Visser. How on earth did that happen? This is the game of football and you cannot run away from the facts. You cannot rule anything out of the game. Attram De Visser have finally equalized. 92nd minute. They are there.
The goal was coming, especially from the set pieces. The final top moment that the goalkeeper saved. But this time, straight into the net. And this is crucial. They are now within a moment that they can play and send the game to where they know how to play best. A penalty shootout. Interesting. That was a perfect time to equalize. And the man on your shot is now calm.
And Godwin Attram and Attram De Visser have managed to shake off the disappointment. Gabriel Matumasi, 92nd minute. And parity has been restored. At this point, you begin to gain the confidence.
Of course. And the fans are saying the goalkeeper should relax because they know how to do it in the shootouts. Just watch it again, and from that same angle, the goal was clearly coming. Perfect ball in, and the goalkeeper fumbled with the first ball and straight into the net. Watch that closely. I think the goalkeeper should have done better because having that advantage in the air, but he could not. He fumbled with it, and Attram De Visser got their consolation. Parity restored. Now, can they do it within the moment they know how to do it? 3 penalty shootouts. They've won all so far in 4 games prior to this one.
Goalkeeper change.
I think they're having a plan because when the goal just came, got Attram right to his goalkeeper, said warm up, warm up, warm up. Go and do the rest of the movement.
This is dramatic. What a story. At this point, if you are Park Academy, you need to psych your players up.
Especially if it travel to the shootout. And don't forget, they are bringing a penalty monster who knows how to save his team.
Dawood Ishak off. Abdul Manaf Ibrahim on. Less than a minute to go. Park Academy. And they get the equalizer. The game will travel to penalties if it ends this way. Park still enjoying themselves, keeping possession. Out by Attram De Visser.
It is now time for mental toughness, and Gordon Attram believes they can do it in the shootouts.
Of course, everything has come to its conclusion here in the Babayara Sports Stadium. 1-1 between Attram De Visser and Park Academy. Evans Safo got the penalty on the 62nd minute. Gabriel Matumasi, 92nd minute, equalizer. 30 minutes between the two goals. And Park Academy trying to psych their goalkeeper up. Listen, you can do this. Go out there and finish it up. That will certainly be the message.
As a tough task, because looking at the past evidence from Attram De Visser, the first game against Port City, it was goalless. They won 5-3 on penalties. Against Oko United, it ended 1-1. They won 3-2 on penalties. And again against BBN Gold Stars, it was goalless. They won 4-3 on penalties. Interesting penalty shootout stats for Attram De Visser. That is why they were excited when the game moved to that tangent.
Angelos Adongo Akurugu with his man. Of course, they need this. And at this point, you need that character. You need to be stable. You need to be on top of issues if you really need to win. No man's land.
And this is where heroes are made.
And villains are seen.
Perfect compliment over there. You can play all your hearts out. By a miss from this moment, your name would definitely turn into a villain. But the interesting thing is that both teams eliminated Premier League sides using penalties.
Before getting here.
Of course. So despite that excitement from Attram De Visser, they are having a tough test to pass. It is even believed that the captain that will win the first toss definitely is having some luck.
So who wins? Attram De Visser. It is always good to play first when you win.
The pressure that comes when you take the first kick, it comes some pressure. Then put the pressure on the one who's going to take the first for the opponent. Until it's over, the opponent is not having that free space to breathe. Pressure all the time.
See, that's why downloading my Momo app was a great move. Every weekend, transactions on the app comes with zero charges. Send
To have eliminated Premier League sides before getting here through penalty shootout tells you both teams knows how to play. But Attram De Visser in 3 campaigns, they've done that convincingly. And it's going to be the second time in a row Park Academy will be testing their strength on the penalty shootout. Because just their last game against Mediama, it was 1-1. They won 4-2 against Mediama. The man who believes his team can do it is not relaxed.
Godwin Attram. Played for the likes of PSV Eindhoven.
He was one time carrying dread. But as you mature, as you grow, lives turn in different folks. If they tell you the legend Kobneba was carrying an afro hair, you don't believe it. But as things move further more, nature has a way of dictating our lifestyle.
Who is going to step up first? For Park Academy, Evans Safo. He did it on the 62nd minute. Can he do it now?
This is Lucas Vasquez of our time to calm the pressure. King Faisal Karela United in Zimakotoko. He's 22 years. Can Evan Safo do it? He scored a perfect one in regulation time. This time, can he do it again? A different goalkeeper, of course.
Evan Safo up against Abdul Manaf Ibrahim. The first kick of the penalty shootout. Evan Safo. He scores. Evan scores.
Of course, you need top players to step up and calm the pressure. Now the pressure is now on Attram De Visser to restore parity. Watch that closely. The goalkeeper got direction, but the power was huge. Same style like he did in open play.
Looking at the height of David Kujo, he may be a problem for Attram De Visser.
If only he can get the technique or the direction the opponent is trying to send the ball.
Kagawa, he scores. Kagawa scores. He provided the assist for that goal. And he has scored. And he has also scored. David Mensah. A very fine kick.
Just like we said, heroes and villains are derived from this moment. Just watch that into the top roof. The calmness.
The composure and everything you need. Gabriel Matumasi. He got the equalizer late for Attram De Visser. If he misses, he brought them here and he will be the villain. Matumasi. He has also scored. 2-2.
And both teams are playing very well. Maybe God Attram's having a different plan. Because the goalkeeper they brought in to do the magic, that moment is not yet here. Just watch. They're galloping. And the power follows. And David Kuyo could not save that.
Samechi. Can Che score? Saved. Abdul Manaf Ibrahim. Very good save.
Who is going to bail this guy out? Watch that. The goalkeeper was just focused. That was a perfect parry. And he was brought in for a purpose and he's delivering.
Hamza Idrisu. Can he take the lead? Can Hamza take the lead? Hamza Idrisu straight down the middle.
They just know how to play. In 3 occasions, they did it. The fans are calling Manaf, the goalkeeper who just came in. Watch that. Perfect angle chosen.
Gabriel Osei. If he misses, will Gabriel miss? He has scored.
It's now 2 things here. Can Park Academy goalkeeper pull out the magic? Or Attram De Visser next player will miss? This time Manaf was totally beaten.
Richmond Apokum. Apoku.
And they just know how to do it here. And even against a Premier League side, they did it convincingly. And now they are leading. To win 4-3 against the Guinea Gold Stars is a statement. To win 3-2 on penalties against Okau United is a statement. And also against Port City 5-3. They just know how to play penalties.
Bernard Asante, the right back. If he misses, then it's all over. Bernard, Manaf saves, and Attram De Visser wins. What a moment for them. Late drama. They equalized on the 92nd minute, and they have won on penalties. They go through. This is Attram De Visser.
Wow. In 4 occasions. Watch that. And Manaf was just the man for the occasion here. He came in, he delivered. Saved 2 penalties to put Attram De Visser into the semi-finals. Kudos to these young players. They did it in the grand style, managed to get the game to their strengths, where they know they can do it more and best. And they won over Park Academy.
It's out right here in the first quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Game ended 1-1 in regulation time, and in the penalty shootout, Abdul Manaf Ibrahim of Attram De Visser saved 2 penalties, and as a result, Attram De Visser qualified into the semi-finals of the competition with a 4-3 penalty shootout win. And we have another game here at 7 p.m. Another Premier League affair. It's Brekum Chelsea up against Bechem United. Again, remember it's at 7 p.m. here at the Barbara Sports Stadium. And at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we have another game. It's Karela up against Golden Cake. And in the last game of the quarterfinals, Kotoko will be playing True Democracy. Mr. DJ, give them some music. We'll be back soon. Your most valuable player today is player number 31 of Park Academy, Joseph Kojo Jr. Your best defender today is goalkeeper number 1 of Attram De Visser, Abdul Manaf Ibrahim. Defender today.
The game has finally come to an end here, and Attram De Visser won on penalties. Park Academy took the lead, and around the 92nd minute, the equalizer came. Coach, a disappointing game for you, of course. How do you feel your take on the entire game?
Of course, it's a very disappointed game because if you look at the game, what from first half to second half, we were dominant in the game. Look at the chance that we were creating. But unfortunately, like I think that we didn't show character. We didn't show character, and as well as the penalty shooting, you can't predict the penalty because we were leading by goals within a few minutes to close. Then I think they equalized the goal. But when you look at the both sides of the goal, we did our best. The opponent did well, as the way we did too. So that's what I can say.
At the time the goal came, do you think that it was a bit of lack of concentration on the part of your players?
Yes, I can say that the goalkeeper. I think I don't know. He should have. You see, the area ball belongs to him. He should have shouted the goalkeeper, and then he should was supposed to fix them all. But I don't know what he was doing, because he's supposed to sense danger. For the first time, if you look at their number 18, I think the name is Kakawa. Like, look at the way he set pieces. It was dangerous. He should have sensed that one and look at that one. But I think he was a little bit slow. That's why they considered it.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
That was the head coach for Park Academy Football Club. He believes they should have gotten certain things right, especially with that ball when it came to the set piece. And the legend is here with me, Godwin Attram. Coach, congratulations for the victory. Your take on the entire game?
Well, it's a very exciting game. It's good to play against Park Academy. I'm really looking forward for this game, and it has come to reality. It's a very a big contest. They controlled the game in the first half. They were very good. I like the way they played. At second half, I realized that there are loopholes in our midfield. I have to bring in the U15 and the U17 boys, and they changed the game entirely for the Attram De Visser Academy. But one thing that for sure that I was able to manage is that I know what I've done throughout the week for the game. So I maintain the belief, and the belief came to reality.
What is with your team in penalties? It's like whenever the game is getting there, you begin to build some momentum and confidence. What's so special with you in penalties?
Penalties is set pieces, and it's very important in the game. Special players, you can see that all of them can take penalties. And this is what we practice every day, even without the FA Cup. Every day, sometimes I even put money down just to make them happy. Shoot penalty for me to be happy. Because when I was playing, I never miss a penalty. So if I'm having a player who is under me, then I have to work on him on penalty. So penalty kicks there. Drew at time now, we will eliminate you immediately.
You have now progressed through. There are some Premier League teams, some Division 1 teams. At this point, if you meet a Premier League team, you've already met some of them. They're looking at the ones we have so far: Bichim United, Abrikum Chelsea, Koroko, Karela United. Do you think you can still save?
This competition is Obia and Obia. And if you want to win the title, you have to face the Dons. And the Dons are the premier side. So it's now 8 teams. Attram De Visser out. Another 3 matches is coming on. We will see. Our match will be against Karela or Golden Kicks. Golden Kicks in our standard. We have been playing so many times. Karela, we never play Karela. But whoever wins is okay to face the best, to face the Dutch. And I believe that Attram De Visser will say through to the final. So
Wish you the best.
thank you very much.
That was the legend himself, Godwin Attram, a former player, and also now the coach of Attram De Visser. This was an exciting game, melodramatic moment, and now it is Attram De Visser sailing through on penalties for the 4th time in this competition.